This sounds completely like ignorant, I understand. Hello and welcome back to Asia Now for your daily news from around the Philippines, Thailand, and other Asian countries. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about 6 foreigners missing in the Philippines. Israeli tourist takes a dump in the back of a taxi and tries to buy his way out for $9. We've heard of Dine and Dash, but what about Massage and Dash? Plus much more. Starting off with our main story, but I want to take a second to thank somebody who bought me a coffee. Thank you, Tom, for buying me 5 coffees, and he says, thanks for the great coverage of Southeast Asian topics. It means a lot to those of us living here. Well, thank you so much, and if you guys are enjoying these videos, want to show a little extra love, you can go ahead and click the link in the description down below to buy me a coffee, or scan this QR code right here. Now, right now, the Philippines news is mainly covered, or everything on the news in the Philippines, basically about Duterte and the ICC criminal case against him, so it's very difficult to find any meaningful stories, but this next one is definitely one I had to cover. Search and rescue operations are ongoing for 6 foreigners who have gone missing after they went on a trek to Mount Talines in Valencia, Negros Oriental on Wednesday. Valencia police identified the 6 missing persons as 3 German nationals, a certain Wolfgang 67, Aldwin Fink 60, and Torsten Martin Groshoff 58, Russian national Anton Chernov 38, British national Alexander Radvanji, 63 years old, and a certain Terry, a Canadian national. Lieutenant Stefan Polinar, spokesperson for Negros Oriental Police, said that the volunteers are now searching for the group. Quote, search operation on Thursday led to trail where footprints were found believed to be those of the foreigners. Also, the motorbikes they used in going to the entry point were still parked in the area where they jumped off. Initial police investigation showed that the 6 left at 8 a.m. Wednesday for the day hike in Mount Talines with no provisions for an overnight or long stay. The entry point was Sitio Luas in Barangay Malabo, Valencia, and the destination was the twin lakes of Balenciaga and Danao. Volunteers also flew drones for an aerial search for the missing persons. Mount Talines' vast range makes search efforts challenging. The village chief said that farmer members are also scouring the area from the other side of the lakes. They said that Valencia has taken the lead, and if the missing persons are not found within the next few days, they will shift the search and rescue to search and retrieval operations. Wow, crazy story over here. 6 nationals from various different countries getting together to go on a hike and end up missing. I assume they got lost, but I'm just never sure about these kinds of things. Like, for me personally, I don't care to hike, but I understand it's a big deal for a lot of people. But those of them who are experts, you would think they have ways of getting back to the entry point. If they're not experts, why would they be in a situation like that? I'm just trying to make sense of like how someone can get lost. I understand the terrain may be new, it's not very easily accessible perhaps, but why take on that risk if none of the 6 know what is going on? Unless there's something bigger here. I don't want to just presume things, but I never understood hiking, to be honest. What is the point? Like the end goal, right? And whichever way you go, can't you just come back? This sounds completely like ignorant, I understand. Like, this is just I'm thinking out loud. Like, I wouldn't just walk into a forest, right? Like, so anyways, I hope they're found. I know actually the latest said that 2 of them have been found. This is not the latest article. I just saw something 2 hours ago by Reuters. They said that they were found. Sorry, from Rappler, as of 1 p.m., they said that police have found 2 of the 6 missing foreign nationals as of Friday noon, March 21st. The Negros Oriental Police Provincial Office said confirmed on Friday noon, March 21st, that 2 of the missing individuals had been found but were unable to release their identities in the meantime. I wonder why that is, right? This was just released 2 hours ago. I'm sure more to come. Why wouldn't they release their identity? Leave your thoughts down below regarding this story. What do you think of anything I shared so far? Staying in the Philippines, a private school builds a Department of Education for senior high school vouchers, but 98% of its claimed students were actually enrolled in public schools. Whoa, big controversy about ghost students. Basically, they're saying, yeah, we're taking care of all these people in private school when they're actually being enrolled in public school. Scams are happening everywhere, it seems like in Asia. Even the schools are getting involved at this point. Let's stay in the Philippines, and with bad behavior, I guess. 4 microphones were stolen from the San Lorenzo Ruiz Parish Church in Barangay Tisa, Cebu City, with the crime captured on CCTV. Whoa. According to church officials, the first theft occurred on Monday. After stealing the microphones, the thief quickly fled the scene. Another similar incident occurred on Wednesday with the same modus operandi. So M.O. That's what M.O. means. After stealing the microphones, the thief Again, escape. Come on, bro. You just bought yourself a first class ticket straight to hell. If there is a God, which I believe there is, I know a lot of people may not disagree, but anyways, so, I mean, buddy, you're stealing from the house of God. That's like a low of the low. I mean, I guess thieves do not have, what's that word? What's that saying? Hold on. No, I guess what they say is true. There's no honor amongst thieves, right? Is that what this means? Basically, they don't care. The thieves, whether it's the house of God or the house of pancakes, they be stealing some things. I guess they're going to try to sell it or do some karaoke with it. I don't know. See, I'm getting old, right? Those dad jokes are creeping in. Anyhow, let's go on to our next story. More on scamming and such. Around 200 workers and 16 of their employers were arrested during a raid on an illegal offshore pogo hub in Ayala Avenue, Makati City on Wednesday afternoon. 200 people getting arrested for scams and online and all that. Every day, there's a massive bust. Just picture 200 people. That's a lot of people. How many of these pogo members are in the Philippines? It really makes you wonder how big this thing is. Incredible that daily I see busts like this. As I mentioned, I try not to cover these so often, but 200 people is a lot of people getting busted for pogos, scams, online gaming, and all kinds of other types of nonsense. Okay, let's switch up to some positive news. So orcas, or killer whales, are rarely seen in the Philippines waters as they prefer colder regions. However, they occasionally pass through while hunting or migrating. What a breathtaking encounter. A beautiful sight. Those things are magnificent. Nature is truly wonderful. Next up, a total of 64 persons deprived of liberty at the Bureau of Jail Management, so prisoners, at Brooks Point District Jail on Thursday underwent basic first aid training under the Bureau of Fire Protection as part of its initiative to enhance public safety. Yeah, that's very important to be able to perform CPR. As we saw a few videos ago, the Filipino saved that foreigner's life because he needs some basic first aid training. He had, for me personally, I did that like 20 years ago at a gym somewhere on a dummy. I remember doing mouth to mouth on this thing, but yeah, I really would, like, what would I do now if it happened? I think somebody around me would know, but I would definitely love to get recertified if I can. And then the Venezuela police station received 40 new motorcycles and 25 police vehicles from the city government on Thursday, March 20th to enhance law enforcement capabilities and public safety. They look nice, a nice new fleet to go after some criminals. Let's go back to some positive stuff. A massive cleanup drive took place in Sitio Naba, Mambaleng, Cebu City on Thursday. The initiative was spearheaded by the Cebu City government with the City Environmental Sanitation Enforcement Team and Department of Public Services leading the efforts alongside local residents. So pretty cool that they are cleaning up whatever area that is. Always nice to see people just taking care of their environment. Let's go on to Thailand. An Israeli man caused a scene in Pattaya after defecating in a taxi, leading to a dispute over compensation. The incident occurred when the passenger who was sitting next to the driver left a mess in the vehicle. The driver, Nurupat, demanded 1,500 baht for cleaning, but the passenger only offered 300 baht, which is $9. Police were called to mediate, and after intervention, the full amount was paid. The incident adds to troubling trend of Israeli tourists causing issues in Thailand. My man, you took a shit in the back of somebody's taxi. You think you can get away with $9? That just shows the entitlement. That just shows the stereotype of Jews being, tight on the purse strings. Or the fact that you feel so entitled, you think you can get away with just $9. Come on, man. What are you doing? You're taking a doo-doo. You're lucky you just got away with just cleaning fee, man. If I was a cab driver, I don't know, man. I wouldn't let you just get away with paying me $9. That's for true. Next up, a British tourist, Lewis Green, has shared his horrifying experience in a Thai jail after being given substances and then beaten following an arrest in Hua Hin. Green was detained in a filthy cell for 10 days where he was starved, shackled, and subjected to very bad treatment by officers. He believes he was spiked with a potent hallucinogen, making him an easy target for police abuse. Despite his memory being hazy, he insisted he did not commit any crimes and had no control over his actions. Green eventually bought his freedom for £7,000, and after returning to the UK, he was admitted to a psychiatric hospital treatment. I don't want to laugh, but I'm sorry, man, I don't believe that story. I don't see random Thai people just capturing British tourists, put them in jail, drugging them, making them forced to drink his own urine, apparently, according to that report. I don't buy it. You can call me skeptical. Maybe it happened, but I just feel like it was more like him being drunk and on some substances, being arrested for being rude, just based on previous trends. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this man is truly innocent, but the truth may never come out. Our last story from Thailand, a massage shop owner in Lampang is warning fellow businesses after falling victim to a repeated scammer. A foreign man identified himself as Robert, received a 2-hour massage worth 700 baht, used the shop's shower, then claimed he had no cash and left to find an ATM, only to vanish. A bus driver, also demanding unpaid fare, confronted him outside, but he managed to flee. Police later revealed that this same individual has skipped out on bills across several businesses, including 10,000 baht karaoke tab. Described as a man of color in his 50s with a limp and strong body odor, he has become a growing concern in the community. The shop owner has shared his story to alert others of the ongoing scam. Authorities are now searching for the man, urging business owners to remain cautious. The incident highlights the need for more effective identification and reporting protocols. Buddy, this is one of those situations you don't really want to be politically correct. What is he? Is he black? Is he Indian? Is he Mexican? What is a man of color? This is not a place you want to try to save people's feelings. If he's a black dude, call him. Say he's a black guy. If he's an Indian looking man to him, say he's Indian. If he's like Chinese looking, say he's Chinese. You know, it's not a disrespectful thing. You know, people look a certain way. It is what it is, right? Yeah, sure, there's varieties and different ethnicities and groups all like that. But like, how many, like, you got to know if it's a black guy coming in named Robert or an Indian guy coming in named Robert or some Mexican Latino guy named Robert. So I don't think this is a place to try to like be politically correct. Am I wrong here? I feel like you should be able to describe a person's physical appearance. It's not a racial thing. It's just, maybe it is a racial thing. It's exactly what that is. You know, he had this, why do you think they have that race questionnaire whenever you do anything formal? It's a real thing, you know. So I don't, for me, it's not a big deal. If somebody say, yeah, he's an Arab looking dude, yeah, I am. If he's like an Indian looking man, yeah, he's Indian. Yes, of course you can mislabel somebody, but I don't think this is a place where that's meant to be malicious, right? You're simply describing someone's appearance. I don't want to end like this. Let's find a positive story. The Philippines has declared April 1st as a regular holiday through the Philippines in observance of Eid al-Fitr, the Islamic festival marking the end of Ramadan. Yes, so Muslims have been fasting for 30 days. That is brutal. I've done it a couple times. I lost a bunch of weight, not eating or drinking from sunrise to sundown. So good for them. And this is a huge celebration to go ahead and enjoy. You know, the whole purpose of fasting is to be appreciative of what you don't have, right? To go through the hunger and pain and suffering of a lot of other people. So yeah, good stuff. Happy Eid Mubarak. And lastly, the Mactan Cebu International Airport Department of Migrants Workers and Cebu Pacific are collaborating to create an OFW facilitation center at the Terminal 2 in Mactan by mid-2025. Fantastic. More services to be offered for OFWs, overseas Filipino or foreign workers. So that's great. I'm sure they're going to have some access to things they want to do. They don't have to go to a whole different like Manila or something to get those things done. Yeah, because there's a lot of OFWs across the world. In the millions, I'm sure it's one of the things that Philippines does the best and great. They send qualified workers to work in Middle East, China, Japan, Hong Kong, Japan again, pretty much Canada, US, all over the world, in Europe, Northern Europe especially. So Filipinos are working all over the world and sending money back home. And yeah, they come back to visit a lot of times, and it's good to see more services being offered to them in Cebu as well. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and do the yesterday today now, where I share some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. Wozy says his conscience weighed on him. I'd guess a plea deal weighed on him. Yeah, exactly what I said yesterday. I think he's trying to make a plea deal regarding that tourist in Boracay. Coffee with Steve says going suck to be in jail in the Philippines for this guy. I think you mean it's gonna suck for this dude. Yeah, definitely don't want to go to prison anywhere in Southeast Asia. Juliet Johnson says, I call BS for this story. He's guilty. Even if he says he didn't strike her or cause her death, you are an accomplice to the said crime. You saw or heard that she got struck in the head and you didn't do anything about it. Coward. She was an innocent young woman. Now may judgment fall upon you and your 2 other friends. May Michaela's family and friends find peace and comfort during this difficult time. Thank you, Alex, for doing what you do in the Philippines. And thank you for sharing. I agree. I don't think you should just get away with that. But sometimes what you can prove and what actually happened are 2 very different things. I hope at least, if not all, some of those people get what they deserve. Cooler King says, I feel safer in the Philippines versus Toronto, London, New York, or Chicago. Many people do. And lastly, Lunar Flytrap says situational awareness is paramount when traveling far away from home. Drug addicts are all over the Philippines and responsible for the most terrible crimes such as this. I hope this incident moves the government towards tougher policies against a drug instead of being so relaxed. And that's it for this video. I'm starting to slur my words. We're looking at 30 minutes of video taped. I wonder how long this is going to be by the end of the edits. Yeah, so I'm getting a little woozy and getting a little tired looking at this camera. I'm going to go have a coffee, enjoy this beautiful, wonderful, amazing Cebu day here today. It's a little bit cloudy, but I feel like every day is nice for me. I had a great time so far this morning. I hit up the gym, got in those cardio. I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight, you know, I'm getting a little hefty around the stomach, you know. Anyhow, I'll see you guys tomorrow with some normal way of talking when I get back to my normal self. Bye. And lastly, Lunar Fly Trap says situational awareness is paramount. Blah, 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 blah.